Anna woke up feeling like her entire body was on fire, every muscle aching and trembling from the relentless punishment Damien had inflicted. The billionaire CEO, her possessive husband and obsessive alpha male, had locked her in the dark, damp basement of his luxurious New York penthouse for 7 days and 7 nights, convinced she'd tried to escape again. Her skin was covered in bite marks, shocking and raw, a testament to his dominant fury in this dark romance. The bed beside her was empty, and she breathed a sigh of relief, thinking the mafia boss had finally left. Struggling to sit up, she reached for the water on the table, but the door clicked open and his tall, imposing figure stepped in, carrying a white medical kit. Damien Sterling, with his cold, unreadable gaze, approached slowly. Anna flinched at his icy stare and tumbled back onto the black silk sheets, her body going weak. She wondered if he was going to start again. She couldn't take more. But he reminded her that mistakes demanded punishment, his hard features softening just a flicker before he masked it. With no mercy, he pulled her from the covers, noticing the untreated wound on her ankle from her last escape attempt. Her face twisted in pain as he examined it. He mocked her for only feeling the pain now, squinting his eyes and pinching the injured spot warningly. His long fingers applied pressure, and a crisp snap echoed in the air. Agonizing pain shot from her swollen ankle. Anna's mind screamed that she'd be crippled forever, that he'd crushed her bone. Tears streamed down her face, darkening his expression further. Irritated, he yanked her into his arms, but surprisingly, he'd only reset the dislocated joint. Fiercely, he wiped her tears away and threatened that if she cried more, he'd resume the torment. Terrified, Anna bit her lip, swallowing her sobs, her body shaking. He praised her obedience, his mood lifting as he held her with one arm and opened the kit with the other, gently offering to apply the medicine. She protested that it didn't hurt anymore, but memories flooded back. Of the night he'd brought her back, the wild intensity, her cries as he claimed her, the room smelling of iodine. He'd bitten her earlobe, declaring she was his forever, his little wife, his submissive slave who could never leave. The little cat in his arms squirmed restlessly, so Damien's face hardened as he tore open her disheveled white nightgown. Under her dark curls, her delicate, flushed face looked soft and vulnerable, like a trembling bunny in his palm. If only she'd stay this obedient forever, he thought, his gaze softening as his thin lips brushed her lower one. Feeling his hot breath, Anna panicked, thinking he was about to dominate her again. Summoning strength, she shoved him away and bolted for the door. But she didn't get far, a clanking sound, and the 5-meter black chain on her ankle yanked her back, sending her sprawling on the floor. He called her baby girl, warning that she'd angered him again. Anna begged him to stop, her face paling as she crawled up from the wool carpet. She'd forgotten how much he hated her pushing him away, rejecting him, trying to flee. Originally, there'd been no chain when he first brought her to this forced marriage. This marriage of convenience turned enemies to lovers' nightmare with an age gap that made his grumpy sunshine dynamic even more intense. She'd bribed the cook to hide in the vegetable delivery truck once, but he'd caught her, locking her in the basement ever since, adding the chain. Hearing her say no again exploded his rage. Damien toyed with the chain's end, approaching slowly, his lips curling in a vengeful smile. Squatting down, his rough thumb rubbed her lips with retaliatory force, sickly declaring she was his, inescapable. If she tried to flee again, everyone would pay the price. His voice chilled her to the bone, thick with obsession. Tears fell as she thought of her imprisoned family, her head drooping in defeat. Then she remembered. When he'd intercepted her at the airport, his men had grabbed her brother. Her heart stopped. She asked about her brother, if he'd released him. Though adopted into the family with no blood ties, her brother had always treated her like a real sibling, protecting her fiercely. Damien sneered at the mention of that worthless brother, his face twisting in fury. If not for that man inciting her to run, she'd never have dared leave his side. They all deserved death. Anna tugged his arm, terrified this psycho would harm her brother. Without a word, Damien unlocked her chain and scooped her up horizontally. She demanded to know where he was taking her, suspecting he wasn't being kind. Emerging from the basement after months, sunlight blinded her as a black car pulled up. A bloodied figure was tossed out, collapsing messily. Her brother, his elegant face marred beyond recognition. Horrified, Anna screamed his name, struggling to escape Damien's iron grip. He warned that every wriggle would add a bullet hole to her brother. Frozen in fear, she stopped, earning his approval as he stroked her smooth cheek. Meters away, her brother stirred, crawling toward them, leaving blood trails with each move. Anna's face paled, fists clenched, but she dared not act. She couldn't lose him. Memories flashed childhood adventures climbing trees, poking bird nests, rowing boats, him shielding her from parents' punishments. Damien noticed her heartache, jealousy surging as he demanded if it pained her. Begging him to send her brother home unharmed, Anna dropped to her knees, banging her head on the hard ground in desperation. Familiar with this humiliating scene, Damien roared her name, yanking her up, his large hands welding around her slim waist. Gnashing his teeth, he accused her of challenging him, questioning if she thought he wouldn't kill. Blood trickled from her forehead, wetting her lashes. She couldn't speak, vision blurring. Unrelenting, Damien dragged her stumbling to her brother, forcing her to see the mess. He cruelly blamed her escape attempt for this, his words slicing like knives into her chest. Collapsing, Anna knelt before her bloodied brother, sobbing apologies. It was all her fault. Her brother, consciousness fading from blood loss, weakly lifted his head, assuring her it wasn't her fault, promising to take her home. That ignited Damien's rage. He kicked viciously. Anna took the blow instead, tumbling painfully but clutching his pant leg, pleading to spare her brother. She'd be obedient forever. Her pitiful voice moved everyone present. Damien hauled her up, eyeing her bruised arm with terrifying gloom, roaring if this was her idea of obedience. Trembling, she sobbed that she'd listen, do anything. Mocking her, he retreated, demanding she come kiss him to earn her brother's release. Stunned, Anna couldn't believe he'd say that. In front of her brother? It was impossible. Her brother yelled refusal, earning a kick that silenced him with blood. Heart pounding, Anna glanced at her gasping brother and the smug man, biting her swollen lip in fury. For her brother, she'd do it. Limping forward, Damien's lips curved possessively as he gripped her tiny waist, kissing her fiercely before everyone. She was his. He wanted that instigator to know she loved him most. What started light deepened intensely. Anna shrank in anger and fear, blacking out. She fell ill, fever spiking to 102.6 degrees, sending the entire Sterling mansion into panic. Whenever his little wife got sick, the possessive husband went mad, blaming staff for poor care, though they rarely saw her. He kicked the renowned private doctor, furious the fever hadn't broken after the shot. Her face flushed like a tomato, sweaty and hot. The doctor explained it wasn't physical but from extreme fright, perhaps the damp basement. Suggesting she move upstairs, Damien's eyes darkened obsessively. He disliked her leaving the basement. Outsiders might steal her. Minutes later, all staff were fired except an elderly housekeeper. The vast three-story luxury villa in Manhattan now held only them. Shivering under white sheets, feeling like she was in ice water, Anna murmured refusals in her delirium. Damien spooned warm water to her lips, eyes filled with unmasked regret and ache. He shouldn't have brought that worthless brother, scaring his baby girl. In her fevered dreams, she begged not to be bullied, not to hurt her brother. Hearing brother again soured his tenderness to rage. Jealous, he regretted not shooting him. Kicking over a crystal floor lamp in fury, the crash woke her. She opened eyes to his stormy gaze and wailed, calling him a devil, a merciless killer about to snap. Panicking at his impulsive smash, Damien felt helpless for the first time. Her flushed, fragile state tempted his protection. She screamed for him to leave, fearing he'd beat her like her brother. Assuring her he'd never hit if she didn't flee, he'd cherish her forever. Even delirious, her memory sharpened. She accused him of being a heartless monster, threatening her family with guns, biting and ravaging her until she couldn't rise for days. Crying harder, she passed out. Damien narrowed eyes at her accusations, reflecting only on the last. kissing her tear-streaked face greedily, thinking he was right. After a day, her fever subsided, but she felt sticky and uncomfortable, wanting a bath. As her foot touched the floor, the door swung open. Damien's black silhouette made her gasp. Why was he here? Wouldn't this beast leave her alone even sick? Noticing her fearful expression, his face blackened, like she saw a ghost. He handed her hot milk, eyes commanding. She took it, glancing around. This wasn't a guest room, but the master suite where he'd first claimed her, full of terrifying memories. Forcing her chin up, Damien trembled inwardly at her distraction. Was he less interesting than furniture? Pinched, she glared back, face scrunched in grievance. Squinting, he declared she was glaring because she liked him, recalling her soft complaints in his arms last night. Lowering his head, he kissed her deeply, ravaging despite her illness. Truly a beast, tormenting her even sick. Clutching sheets, powerless, she bore it, chest near exploding. He couldn't control himself, tearing her collar, buttons scattered. She begged, still ill. Accidentally biting his lip, he winced but gripped her nape, kissing harder, assuring she'd like it. Hours later, the opulent master bedroom quieted. Half asleep, Anna heard voices. Curiosity piqued, but Damien possessively wrapped her in blankets, exposing only a wrist for the doctor to pulse, using a silk scarf for modesty. The doctor joked about covering more, but as Anna peeked out curiously, Damien's claw shoved her back, kissing her soft hair dominantly, ordering obedience. She flushed angrily, hands battling his. The doctor withdrew, kindly advising to conserve energy. Her kidneys were weak. Kidney weak evoked memories of endless nights. She stopped struggling, trembling. Damien barked for him to leave if done, hugging her tighter. He knew his wildness hurt, but it was the only way she spoke, begged, loved him softly. Sighing, the doctor noted her frail base blood deficiency. Her body couldn't handle constant torment. Suggesting a month of abstinence for recovery, Anna calmed instantly, eyes grateful. Damien noticed, darkening, threatening to gouge eyes if she stared. The doctor fled with his kit. Damien kissed her face, asking if she liked him, why that look. She demanded release. The doctor said no touching. He clarified abstinence meant no full dominance, not no contact. What did he want? Guessing, she shrank under covers slowly. She was his to ruin, and no one else could have her. That night, the bedroom filled with faint medicinal scent. Damien tested the soup's temperature, gazing tenderly, coaxing her to drink for health. It was bitter, but necessary. She offered to drink alone, but he insisted on feeding, spooning it gently. Finishing, she mustered courage to beg something. His mood buoyant from her obedience. He prepared for demands like outings or no basement. But her soft plea chilled him release her brother. His smile vanished, face stormy. So that's why obedient for that man. Rage boiling, he smashed the bowl, roaring she dreamed. Calling him a devil, she hurled pillows wildly. Admitting he was a devil, he grabbed her hands, pinning her, biting her ear threateningly. She'd stay with this devil. Saving other men was impossible. He was another. He was her brother, caregiver since childhood. No blood ties, so still her brother. Pounding his chest, she questioned his unreasonableness. Her brother only saved her. Emotions surged. She vomited the medicine. Damien's pupils shook, softening instantly, face paling as he hugged her, lips trembling. He was wrong. He'd listen to anything if she felt unwell. Release her brother, and get him treatment. Don't overstep, he blackened, voice colder. She nestled obediently, silent. Suddenly, she thought maybe he had a sesame-sized bit of reason. Though tossing her onto bed, covering roughly, made her retract if reasonable, the world would explode. Next morning, after breakfast and medicine, she tugged his arm, asking if he'd released her brother. Grumpy, he assured he kept promises, touching her forehead, no fever relieved. Wanting to send him off, but seeing his don't-provoke face, she stayed silent. A call came. The housekeeper knocked. Damien nodded, speaking briefly. Since taking over the group, the billionaire CEO was a ruthless workaholic, strict even on himself. Without her disobedience, he'd not skip 3 days. He left. The house quieted. Peeking from windows, seeing his black Maybach Phantom depart, she rushed to the door, locked from outside. Pouting angrily, she flopped back, resigning to lazy fish life. Waking at dusk, rubbing sore eyes, she stretched by the window, hand on latch. Suddenly, his furious roar from below. Baby girl, daring to jump again? Who wanted to jump? Glaring at the black figure below, she spun, yanking white curtains shut, always so fierce, scaring her. Seeing her retreat guiltily, Damien's anger skyrocketed. Stepping from the car to that heart-stopping sight, soul terrified. She'd jumped before, if not for his quick air cushion disaster. The doctor, there for checkup, urged calm words. But Damien, mind full of her precarious form, stormed inside. Lessons insufficient? Needed 3 days bedbound. Closing windows, Anna huddled in bed corner, back chilling. His black face lingered, like he'd devour her. Couldn't wait passively. She dashed to lock the golden door. Joy short-lived. Deafening bangs shook it. 3 seconds to open, his voice hoarse with suppressed fury. Refusing weakly, back against door. Big Bad would punish if in. He laughed coldly, using fingerprint side panel. Beep open. Door hit her. Scrambling up, she faced him defensively. Pressing throbbing brow, fire restrained, he glared coldly, kicking the door. Crack, it split. How'd he enter? Don't hit. Wrong, though unsure where. Shrinking in corner, defensive. He sneered, striding close, lifting her like a chicken to arms. Don't push, he hated that. She feared splitting like the door. Calling her disobedient, his hand hooked her waist tightly, eyes squinting. Seeing her head out window, heart nearly stopped. Damn, should have sealed windows sooner. Release, she couldn't breathe. Deserved it for jumping, he said, loosening but hugging to bed, deep eyes scanning like treasure. No jumping intent. Grievance welled. If truly wanting, punishment fine, but after last heavy concussion, no more dares. Seeing her round brows furrowed, disbelieving given history. Said no. Kicking his knee, she burrowed under covers, ignoring. Why distrust her words? Believing tentatively, he rubbed kicked knee, not caring much for unpleasantness. If lying, tomorrow, seal windows fly-proof. Pulling her up, inspecting body thoroughly. Obedient, no injury, good. Neurotic, she muttered, face lifeless. Knock interrupted standoff. Doctor entered with kit, grinning like spectator. Anna softened toward the famed foreign doctor, smiling politely. Damien found it irksome, shoving her to bed, pinching chin jealously. Dare smile at others like that? Outsiders present, she pushed haphazardly. Push fueled his possession. He pinned her, tussling like fighting. Atmosphere weird. Doctor-eyed ceiling, floor, feeling like bulb. Sneaking wall side out. In struggle, Anna spotted his sneaky back, shoving Damien, calling anxiously, wait, doctor, don't go, wanted chat. Feeling brother's killing glare, doctor froze, retreating protectively. Chat what? How he'd get strangled, walled in cement. Something to ask her brother gravely injured. Your doctor, help him? Words out, something smashed. Damien rushed, yanking her back fiercely, gnashing. Know his brother's elite level? Having him treat that trash? Don't call him that. Slap flew to Damien's face. Crisp echo froze air. Doctor held breath, stunned. Rage surged in Damien's eyes, grabbing the hand, pinching hard. Terrified now, not intentional. He cursed her brother before stranger. Talk properly, no hands. Remember her poor health? Doctor intercepted subtly, eyeing door coldly out. No need your care. No, doctor, don't go. Sensing his bloodthirsty violence, mind chaotic. Hoped rescue from hell. Doctor gone, he'd torment again. Doctor hesitated but left. Alone, Anna-eyed terrified as he ripped off limited Hermes tie. Baby girl, you asked for it. Burned deliberately, he preferred begging a two-meat doctor over him. Why always kind to other men, harsh to him? Pressing her knee, cupping face, she feared death. Suddenly, touching shattered vase shard. Touch me, I'll die for you. Sharp-edged cut palm, blood dripping. His sneering features stiffened, incredulous. Hated him so, preferred death over touch? Rage extinguished, seeing shard at neck, numb, heart splitting. Damn, why smash face? Out one alone. Crawling to nightstand corner, demanding. Fine, drop shard, I'll go. Fearing impulse, he compromised face ashen. Knowing this made him pliable, she pressed see brother now, send home, watch him leave. Hearing name repeatedly, lungs near exploding. But she was his weakness, all stubbornness yielded. Soft tone, coaxing not suitable now, he's healing. When better, send, trust me. She cut neck lightly again. Fists creaked. Unbearable threat, he roared for assistant. Assistant entered, jaw dropped. Miss Crazy again? They'd suffer. Send that trash to Sue home. Now, immediately. Assistant phoned swiftly. Today, brother leaves. She relaxed, shard dropping. Damien's eyes darkened, stepping quick, kicking shard far. Yanking her into arms, chest heaving, scared him. Hug hurt, she whimpered pitifully. No pain now. Voice trembling angrily, gripping bleeding palm, eyes deep sorrow. He hurt baby girl again. Doctor, hurt. Yelling out, sitting with sobbing her. Hurried back, doctor opened kit resignedly. Little beauty, fear scars? Not pretty, don't do next time. Knowing reason, she nestled silently in arms. Damien glared, scar how? Baby girl scarred, still beautiful. Doctor choked on dog food, shouldn't babble. Assistant returned, car left, soon Sue mansion. Video call later, less doubt promise breaking lie. Calmly instructing, Damien now coaxed indulgently. Baby girl, after tonight's fuss, play generous. Stunned, reacting, grabbed collar excitedly. Never thought video with family. Over year captured, no contact. Lowering head, holding excitement, great, soon see parents, sister. And brother, wounds how? Doctor bandaged, closed door voluntarily. Lying in arms bit, video rang. Eyes widened excitedly, grabbing arm. Damien answered, withdrawing from frame. Parents, sister, three familiar faces. Tears flowed excitedly. Opposite thinned visibly. Her in frame too, family tearful silently. How's life there? Bully you? Sister always doted, even aided escape plan, buying ticket. Good, sister, yours? Brother back? Back, resting sofa, asleep. Lens shook, saw sleeping man, bandaged wounds relieved. But sure Damien lied, wounds freshly wrapped. Glaring viciously at side someone. Damien's gaze faint. Not bullying as usual. Since connect, aura indefinable gloom, icy. Glancing diamond watch enough. Time up, phone me. Taking back, set aside. Lowering eyes, check hand bandage, fear bleed. Seeing obedient, anger faded. Hug, tossing to big bed. Huffing angrily, knowing futile, closed eyes resigned. Night, heavy rain poured outside. In dark, Damien stared, sleeping her intensely, oddly irritable. Besides her, no one made him so tolerant, but tolerance limited. Phone out, corridor leaning, face terrifyingly gloomy. She'd never know brother home, mere 3 minutes. Black-clothed men reloaded car. To underground base, endless torture. Rest Sue 3 wouldn't fare well. Eyes flashed, heavy kill intent, cruel smile. Wouldn't forget parents' murder. Sue family slowly tormented. But she different, thinking, brows gentled suddenly. She was his forever. Since video confirming family safe, life no more fuss. Obediently stayed room, back to imprisoned routine. Couldn't leave anyway, eat, sleep days. Damien returned company nightly to stubborn cute back, like kitten tempting pet. Chat impossible unless family threat, forcing greeting, else exempt. Baby girl, temper tantrum till when? In lavish white bathrobe, one arm pulled her to chest, desires stirring. Of course wouldn't act, sometimes mind uncontrolled. Still immersed own world, sudden hug. Turning met desire, deep eyes, shivered. Irritated, pried hands, fiddled doll, shifting attention. Ignoring intolerable, tossed doll, pinned fiercely, tore nightgown, questioning. If ignore, toss these? Remember from Sue home, grew with you. Family grew with me too. Hearing grew with sensitive nerve twitched, shouted unknowingly. Regretted instantly, his untouchable scale. Family mention exploded him. As thought, doting gaze chilled, pinched mouth blocked with kiss. Never says what I love hearing. What? I love you. Lifting head awkwardly, not his slave? Atoning toy, unworthy love word. Sensing rejection, mood valley low. Back chilled oddly. Hero no immediate loss, didn't want torment. Reluctantly I love you. Knowing lie, eyes hid joy, lowered head, horse good girl, obedient. No anger, I'll spoil lifetime.